Hello there and welcome to this last program of the year 2022. I know you are busy preparing to usher in the new year. 2022 has been amazing and we dedicate this show to the Kenya Airlift program that we've been serializing since the year 2020. I met Bob Mwiti, the man behind the program, 3 years ago in Florida. When he was just beginning at that time, he had only one student in the US. Today, we are talking about well over 180 students. That is 180 students who have relocated to the US for master's programs. Bosco Kariuki from the slopes of Mount Kenya is one of the latest beneficiaries and is the one we are featuring in this last show of the year. Also on the show, out and about at Mount Kenya Safari Club as the tourism sector bounces back. And we will wind up the show with the recent cultural festivities in Vihiga County featuring Maragoli, Banyore, Tiriki and Terik communities. Great, quite a rich show, and we begin with Bosco Kariuki from the slopes of Mount Kenya, who is now in the US, courtesy Kenya Airlift program. Joy and excitement. Quite emotional for Bosco Kariuki and his family as they gather at the family home in Ngaidhedia village, Abogeta Westward, South Imenti constituency, Meru County. You see, Bosco is about to do the unimaginable. He is days away from being the first in his family to dare abroad in pursuit of a Master's of Science in Financial Economics at Illinois State University. The celebrations are infectious. Born and raised in Meru County, Bosco always dreamt of studying abroad, a dream that he has been faithful to, given his impressive academic performance over the years.
In KCPE, I scored 389 marks. I was very happy. Actually, I was the best in our constituency. I later joined Meru School in 2009, and in 2012, I completed KCSE and scored a B+. I joined Machakos University in 2013 and I studied Bachelor of Commerce and specialized in finance. Graduated in 2017 with a first class honors.
What's the secret to get a first class honors? Not many people get first class.
Actually, it's a journey of resilience. You're supposed to be a hardworking person and more so fear God, involve God in everything that you do. When you study abroad, you get exposure, you interact with various people, and they help you even in terms of thinking and other developments. I'm very, very excited going to pursue my master's in US. I can't wait for the day.
Sentiments that are shared by his parents.
Kulingana vile iko, I can see there is right. Mi naona ya kwamba akienda huko, mambo mingi itabadilika kwa sababu I can see kwanza usa kama hapa naona kama mimi mwenyewe atakuja kutuinua tutoke hapa. Unaona vile situation ya kuingia hapa vile tuko na stress kubwa.
Siku hii ya leo nimefurahia sana kwa vile Bosco amefaulu na masomo yake na sasa anaenda ng'ambo because sio wengi wanaweza na mimi kulingana na vile tumeng'ang'ana kama familia naona kama ni Mungu ameturudishia.
Huku mko na milima mingi.
Actually,
so how exactly did Bosco get this opportunity?
The program is called the Kenya Airlift. There is a circle for us. You just pay your escrow amount of $1,000 and then from there you just enroll. You are given some study materials called GMAT. That is the Graduate Management Admission Test is there to assist you to get admission in the US for the Masters.
Yes, through the Kenya Airlift program, an initiative by US-based IT consultant Bob Mwiti, In partnership with the MCA for Abogeta West Ward in Meru County, Dennis Kiogora, Kenyan students seeking to pursue master's programs in the US are provided with the much-needed assistance with regards to enrollment, visa application, and funding.
It's not really just a matter of taking students to the US. For us, there's more to that, because having been to the US as an international student, there are challenges that I faced personally. I walked that journey that we try to take our students through. Issues to do with, getting funding, how to figure out how to get there. Issues to do with now, once you're there, how do you fund your education? Because, US is very expensive when it comes to tuition and living expenses for students. So our program to the outside world, it might look like it's just a program that takes students to go and study in the US. But actually there's way much more than that, because we are trying to solve three things. One, the issue of funding. Two, the issue of good jobs in corporate America. Three, the issue of immigration papers.
You're born into a family or into a country out of luck. And then you as yourself get to make an individual decision about where you want to go and what you want to do. And that should be your opportunity to do that. And that's what we provide, that opportunity to build your dreams and to go anywhere in the world, whether it's the US or whether it's here in Kenya. You as the individual get to decide.
And when it comes to placement, the program boasts of strong relationships with various academic institutions all over the US, the latest being Indiana University of Pennsylvania and Missouri State University, which enable students in the program to access scholarships.
Bosco's story is very tantalizing because of how he has struggled. If you know where Bosco went to primary school, you can't go that journey. It's like 5 kilometers. To go to primary school, he passed the exams, he went through it all, and I'm so happy that he joined the Airlift program. And the story of Bosco is so unique because as a pioneer, as one of the co-founders of the Kenya Airlift program, he is the first student from my ward.
In addition to this, the Kenya Airlift program has partnerships with various companies and institutions, making the process of studying in the US easier. This includes Kenya Commercial Bank as well as Qatar Airways, which is the official airline of the program.
I wish to also thank the co-founders, that is DMK and Bob, for allowing us to partner with the Kenya Airlift program. Yeah? We came in June, and since then we've walked the journey together. As KCB tunasema asante.
Each year, the US receives an average of 1 million international students. Currently, the Kenya Airlift program has about 1,500 members from all over the country, with over 180 already in the US. This is the vehicle that enabled Bosco to achieve his dream. And to mark this good fortune, Bosco and his family head out for a Thanksgiving service at their home church. Fast forward to the D-Day, that is August 4th. With his bags packed and air ticket secured, Bosco shares one final meal with his friends and family in the village. His flight is set to depart in a couple of hours.
We give you glory and honor. As you are starting the journey, we pray we start with you.
Without delay, a prayer is made and the party makes their way to the car.
Wow, Bosco, wow, Eda Salama, congrats.
From Meru, the caravan traverses through Embu, Makutano, Thika, before eventually arriving at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. Bosco's flight departs at 10 p.m. East African time. His was an 8-hour flight to Frankfurt, Germany, which was followed by another 8-hour flight to New York, then 2-hour flight to Chicago, and finally a 2-hour road trip to Normotown, Illinois. Bosco is set to finish his master's program in 2 years' time. He believes this will enable him to make an impact back home.
I'm very sure when I just landed there, I'm done with my master's, I'm able to secure a good job. It is going to make a paradigm shift, not only to myself, to my family, but to the whole village. And it's a prayer that I normally ask God to guide me step by step, to help me remember where I come from and accord every assistant to whoever that would like my assistant.
And talking of brain game, Bosco is grateful to the Kenya Airlift program and hopes to one day share his knowledge in assisting others follow his footsteps.
My dream is I would like one day to be a lecturer. I will stop at nothing until I instill that basic thing into our universities.
Where are you stopping, then you come back and work in Kenya?
Nowadays, the world has become a global village. I can still lecture well in America and still instill knowledge into the Kenyan students.
We at Chams Media wish him well as he makes his dreams a reality.
Quite inspiring, and congratulations to Bosco Kariuki. We now take a short break. When we return, pomp and color as Vihiga County hosts cultural festivities featuring Maragoli, Tiriki, Terik, and Banyore communities.
Looking for a home investment in a serene neighborhood? Centum Real Estate presents Cascadia Apartments, located within the thriving Two Rivers development in Nairobi. At Cascadia, you are only a few minutes walk to our 4DX cinema, retail shopping, coffee venues and restaurants. Your kids get to enjoy play areas at our theme parks. Deposit 970,000 shillings, pay balance in flexible installments or mortgage financed. Talk to us today on 0742 342 722.
Welcome back. Now remember, daring abroad is not just always about Kenyans living and working abroad. We also showcase the happenings back home. The international community and Kenyans abroad would like to know what is happening in Kenya. And one of the sectors we've enjoyed featuring is the hospitality sector. Our pick as we wind up the year is Mount Kenya Safari Club. Take a look.
The mountain is not seen this morning.
I think we'll be able to see it later.
You always see it at some time in the day. And I can't recall.
Mehdi Morad, Fairmont Hotels and Resorts Country General Manager, is excited about the reopening of this facility. The hotel was relaunched after 2 years of closure due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
It was making no sense to keep open, so we closed. Then we decided, instead of seeing it as just an adversity, why don't we see it as an opportunity? Opportunity to renovate the products, opportunity to rethink our activities and move from activities into experiences. We used to have 138 employees by the time of closure. We kept between 40 to 50 people all throughout to maintain these grounds and so on. For the hotel, 120 or 130 in the conservancy with security and so on. More than 50% are hired within the local community, within the surrounding counties. We're lucky because we have kind of every kind of clients. If you look to the foreigners, it's mostly couples who come in a group. Now, if you look to local guests, which represent 75% of our guests, then you really have a mix from the sports person to the family, to family with kids, to a couple, to honeymoon, to a wedding, to corporate.
Fairmont Mount Kenya Safari Club is strategically located on the equator, and there are many more unique factors about it.
We have indoor activities, mostly anything from lawn bowling, we have tennis, we have basketball, we have the maze, we have a 9-hole golf course for the people who love to play golf. We have game drives where guests can experience going to Samburu National Park, Olpajeta National Park, Soli Ranch, so the experiences here are endless.
How big is the conservancy?
It's 1,250 acres. Here you'll get wild beasts. The wildebeest are introduced. This is not their normal range. And you also get buffaloes, elands, we have jackals, we have spotted hyenas, impalas, birds, diversity in the farm. These are white zebras. They lack the melanin that is responsible for the black color. So it's a genetical disorder. Here we have about 40 white zebras.
The relaunch of Fairmont Mount Kenya Safari Club comes with renewed focus on conservation, especially restoration of forest cover surrounding the mountain and the protection of endangered mountain bongo. While at Fairmont Mount Kenya Safari Club, you can spare time for a walk in the animal orphanage.
First animal we encounter here is this waterbuck here. It came here now for refugee shortly. So Elizabeth is, at the moment, is Kenya's oldest known mountain bongo at 24.5 years. She's been one of the successful breeding females that we have had. Yeah, Patricia also came here because of that foot. She was caught in a snare by the poacher, twisted that leg when she was young, so she was brought in here lame like that. This female bushback came here when she was around 2 days old, so we've been able to raise her up to this age. The animal orphanage exists to create a home where vulnerable wildlife, which has been rescued, can be rehabilitated. We have around 27 different species of animals. So we have waterbuck, bushbuck, we have caracal, we have the cheetahs, then we have the primates, and then we have the smaller cats, the sokoke cats, and the caracals.
Cycling for me was among the best outdoor activities during our stay here. Then horse riding. Misty is making me proud. Yeah. Now, chefs are found in the kitchen. But look at this. Chief Chef Adanasiu Aris is in the kitchen garden. He is the champion of organic farming here. He follows it up from the garden to your plate. Yes, most of the vegetables we were consuming here was straight from the kitchen garden.
We have created our own garden that we grow our vegetables that we use in our menus. We buy from outside only few that we can produce inside. We have our bakery, we have our pastry. All the products is fresh, and we're trying to accommodate the guest needs. So in this restaurant, what we're trying to do is to introduce my cuisine according to my experience and the cultures and the countries I have visited so many years, but with a modern way plus the cuisine of Kenya.
Great. We are glad the tourism and hospitality sector is now doing well, and many thanks to our partners in the sector in Kenya and beyond the borders. And still within the spirit of showcasing what is happening back home, let's now wind up the show by looking at the recent cultural festivities in Vihiga County that featured Maragoli, Tiriki, Banyore, and Terik communities. Maragoli is a sub-tribe of the Luya community living in Vihiga County in western Kenya. The story of Maragoli people begins with a man called Murogoli, whose origin is traced back to Egypt. He settled in this village known as Mungoma in the southern part of Vihiga County after crossing through various African countries.
Na wakaja Sudani. Kufika Sudani, walikaa kidogo Sudani, wakakuja Uganda. Wakakaa Kampala kidogo, wakaenda zaire.
The Maragolis have various clans. Marriage within a clan is an abomination. That history is part of the backbone of the annual Maragoli Cultural Festival that normally takes place at Mbale Town in Vihiga County every 26th of December. Maragoli artifacts are normally displayed during the festival. This is how the grains were crushed traditionally to make wimbi, millet or maize flour. People also come here to learn about traditional medicines, indigenous vegetables, cooking items, among others. Remember, in Vihiga County, apart from the Maragoli, the other communities are Abanyore, Tiriki, and Terik. The four communities normally celebrate their cultures around the same time. The Abanyore festival normally happens after the Maragoli one. They speak the Olunyore dialect of the Luya language, and the place they are found is known as Bunyore. The third largest Luya subtribe found in Vihiga County is Tiriki. They reside mostly in Hamisi constituency that borders Nandi County. Their cultural festival takes place concurrently with the Abanyore festival that is on 27th of December every year. Still in Vihiga County, there is the Terik people. They are believed to be Nilotes who moved from South Sudan then to their current residency via Mount Elgon and Mumias. They assimilated with the Nandi and Luya. During the December festivities, the Terik also are keen to display their culture. It is against the above background that Luya leaders crisscross the county preaching preservation of culture. Mbale Town normally plays host to the main festival.
Nataka nitoe shukrani kwa wazee wetu ambao walichukua nafasi yao kuhakikisha ya kwamba sherehe ya leo inafanana vile iko hivi.
Mwenye anayekosa kujua mila ni mtumwa. Na sisi hatutaki kuwa watumwa, tunataka tujue mila zetu. Si namna hivyo?
Tunafurahia sisi watu wa Vihiga vile mmetokeza na kuja kushuhudia sherehe hii.
Kuna maneno ambayo nimejifundisha ambayo sikuwa najua. Kumbe nyinyi wa Maragoli na sisi wa Bukusu tuko na mira karibu inafanana.
Tunataka kuguza culture yetu kama jimbo la Vihiga. Mwaka huu ujao ambao tunaanza, tumesema tunaleta sera ya culture ambaye itafanya sisi tuungane zote ili kila mwaka tuwe na cultural festival ambayo itachukua siku 3 ama siku 4.
Mbebaramu. Kumehala. Asante sana. Tunataka tuone competition ya vijana kwa utamaduni. Tuone nani ni chief wrestler. Mundu Iminyika. Tumpatie zawadi. Kwa hivyo, that is the challenge we want to put across so that we now have a culture that is truly for these young people and not a culture that is just for the elderly people.
What a rich show. Wow, it's been a pleasure having your company in the year 2022, and this show coincides with the end of one year and the beginning of another year, and we promise you much richer content in the year 2023. On behalf of our partners, including NTV, our broadcasting partner, and the entire production team at Chams Media, many thanks for watching and Happy New Year.